Okay, so I'm an idiotic, stupid dog, and this is going to be a quasi Steve-O take. It's like a take within a take, and you'll understand my meaning when I depict what's been going on. So according to the producer, he's all irate with me because he says he's been desperately trying to get me to do a take about Steve-O getting memory implants. So to draw attention to himself, Steve-O is going to get a boob job. Well, it's not really the fact that Steve-O's getting a boob job that intrigues the producer so much. It's that, according to the producer, this has placed Steve-O squarely at the heart of the algorithm. Steve-O is on a podcast junket, going from podcast to podcast, like the Legion of the Skanks, the Bonfire of the Vanities, Adam Friedland, a.k.a. Cumtown, which I don't know why the producer keeps saying over and over, Cumtown. It's like disgusting. Adam Friedland is good enough. You don't have to put in the a.k.a. part of it. And, of course, Kill Tony. So the producer really wanted to draw out the fact that whenever Steve-O was on the Adam Friedland show, he kept getting cut off by Mr. Friedland. The producer opined that Steve-O, he doesn't like getting cut off. He doesn't like being ignored. He doesn't like feeling like nobody cares what he has to say. Steve-O's like one of them little kids at the kitchen table, and the adults are talking. He chimes in. They listen to him for 2 seconds, and then they just look right past him like he's invisible, and they go on with their own conversation because they're like, kid, we gave you 2 seconds. That's all you get. The problem is, Steve-O, he's kind of upset about the fact that the only reason why he's getting any attention is because he's going to get a memory implant boob job. And this is like a self-fulfilling prophecy, or it's a juxtaposition, or it's an onomatopoeia. I forget what you call it. It's an ignoble situation. Yes, Steve-O, you only get attention when you get a boob job, but you can't get upset that you only get attention when you get the boob job, because the only reason you're getting the boob job is to draw attention to yourself. I mean, yeah, the only time you're going to get attention, you got to figure it out. Don't get mad about it. It's just the way it is. But the producer believes it really bothers Steve-O when he gets cut off. So he gets a little bitchy and a little snappy and, whatever. But here's where the producer trailed off and said, but this ain't a Steve-O take, because we missed the bus on the Steve-O take. You missed the crest of the wave, dog, he says to me. I was like, jeepers creepers, then what kind of a take is it? He says, this is a DaveSmith going on Kill Tony. He says, this is about the amalgamy of the Skanks and the Kill Tony. But yet, the truth is, I'm a stupid dog. The producer went on to say it's not really about that. Actually, that's the surface. But underneath the surface is a conspiracy theory. So, in other words, the producer is all bent out of shape because he says he's identified a real, true-to-life, in our time, present time, real-time conspiracy. So he says when he was watching Kill Tony, this Mexican comedian wannabe, he's a comedian wannabe, happens to be a Mexican, he was randomly, the producer said randomly, quote unquote, randomly pulled in a bucket pool. Well, the Mexican guy comes out, he does his take, it's pretty good, everybody like it, and when he's done, he winks at Kill Tony. And the producer picked up on this wink, and according to the producer, it's a little bit tricky to follow this. This is like a maze. A rat doesn't get a piece of cheese in once it gets to the other side, but whatever. So, and according to the producer, this Mexican chap's best friend's sister married Tony's house band's drummer's best friend's sister. So try to think of that one. So in other words, this all concocts up for, as far as the producer's concerned, of a conspiracy theory that Kill Tony's random, quote unquote, random bucket pulls aren't really so random. And what it is he's recognized some kind of themes. And because there's themes to it, he sees a conspiracy underladen where Kill Tony's really, dictating. Like the producer says, for instance, one time they pull a guy, it's a black guy, he likes rocks. Next time they pull this little skinny white guy that has underdeveloped growth hormones. And the producer says, see what I'm saying there? You follow me? The producer goes on to say sometimes they pull a random bucket pull and it's a guy who only tells why did the chicken cross the road jokes. Then the next time they do a random bucket pull, it's only going to this guy who only tells knock knock jokes. See, it's a theme. He's knitting this tapestry, so to speak. And that wink, the producer also pulled out. When that Mexican individual winked at Kill Tony stuttered, stammered, and then asked the same question again. Kill Tony said, hey, buddy, what do you do for a real living when you're not doing stand-up comedy sets? Then the guy winks at him. Then Kill Tony says, oh, my goodness, he got all flustered. Maybe there's some kind of a thing in there where Kill Tony's getting flustered because you know why. But according to the producer, it was because Kill Tony was getting all worried. They're going to discover the conspiracy theory. And then he blurts out, so what do you do? What do you do for a living when you're not doing, stand-up comedy sets? Whatever. This has been one of the most ridiculous, preposterous, lamest, cheesiest takes I've ever been manipulated into making.